Stop, don't scroll. In these minutes I will steady your mind and fix your next step. Many are shaking. You will stand, my child, come nearer. The hour thinned while the noise thickened. You felt it, the heavy air behind bright screens, the ache without a name. I'm not late, I am exact, and this word is not for everyone. It is for you. You are not here by accident. You are here because you guarded a small flame when winds were unkind. You chose me when convenience chose you. I saw it, I honor it. Breathe in for 4. Hold out for 6. Let your shoulders drop. Loosen your jaw. Your hands do not have to live like fists. Many are drifting. More than you think have already let go. But I marked you to remain, not to be loud, but to be rooted. You asked, why does the weight feel heavier now? Because a line is being drawn, not with ink, but with fire, between the casual and the cold, the performative and the pure. What you feel is not collapse, it is discernment. Your spirit is alert because your spirit is awake. I am not searching for the largest platform. I am searching for the deepest root. Your roots, though hidden, though weathered, still drink from me. You questioned at midnight and rose at morning anyway. That kind of faith, quiet, persistent, unglamorous, moves me more than applause. Hear me. I am constructing you while others deconstruct. I am settling your foundation while trends shake themselves apart. Do not envy the speed of the crowd. Envy has no map and crowds lose their way. I did not call you to blend in. I called you to break through. You asked why battles multiplied as obedience increased. Because you are not only a target, you are a threat. Every time you resist temptation, hell miscalculates. Every time you prefer my voice over noise, confusion loses authority. Every time you obey when it is hard, your future gains weight. You are not invisible in the spirit. You are marked. While others chase platforms, I am shaping posture. You will not need applause to feel called, nor a crowd to feel sent. You found strength in the secret place. You tasted the ease of surrender. Now I send you forward with a sound this world cannot ignore. Your obedience is not small. Your purity is not irrelevant. Your consistency is not wasted. I counted every tear, measured every battle, witnessed every hidden sacrifice. Heaven answers, not with a moment that fades, but with a pattern that holds. My presence as your rhythm, holiness as your habit, truth as your territory. They may say, you're too intense, too spiritual, unrealistic. Let them speak. They do not know what I delivered you from or what I rescued you for. I know. I placed something in you before birth, and I call it forth now. This is your turning point, not a shift of mood, but a shift of assignment. You will no longer live in reaction to fear, but in response to my voice. I give you eyes beyond surface, ears beyond noise, a heart that feels what I feel. Not everyone will understand. You are not called to be understood. You are called to be obedient. You are my remnant. I'm not preparing you for survival. I'm preparing you for influence. The world does not need another influencer. It needs a messenger, one who does not just quote me, but reflects me, who does not just say truth, but lives it. That is who you are becoming. No longer swayed by opinion, no longer paralyzed by old failures, no longer unsure of your worth. You know who you are, whose you are, and why you are here. Shut doors were redirection, not rejection. People who left were exit signs, not enemies. Seasons that dried were preparation, not punishment. I open what no one can close, restore what you forgot you lost, launch you into territory you did not know to request because you stayed, obeyed, believed. When many fall away, you rise, not in arrogance, but in anointing. Not in pride, but in purpose. Not for fame, but for fire. This fire does not perform. It perseveres. It formed in shadows, was tested in wilderness, proven in silence. Now it fuels you. Walk with power. Speak with clarity. Move in my rhythm. This call is not for everyone, but it is for you. Tonight a sign. Peace will flood your room, and it will not be ordinary. That is me. The message that confirms what you heard. Me. The opportunity that appears without your effort. Me. Your surrender is your strategy. Your stillness is your strength. Breathe in for 4. Hold out for 6. Let the warmth move through your chest. Tell fear its contract expired. Tell shame its voice is revoked. Tell hurry it has no seat at this table. Lift your head. Straighten your spine. I'm with you at the threshold. When you step through, step clean. Leave the costume of people-pleasing on the hanger. Wear the robe of purpose I tailored in secret. If this steadies you, let it reach the next heart. When words like this hold you, do not hoard them. Pass the flame as proof of life. Stay with me, we go deeper. When voices of comparison rise, remember I did not call you to be louder. I called you to be truer. When the room grows cold with cynicism, remember your breath carries embers. When the day shrinks your courage to a whisper, remember, whispers move mountains when I am in them. You are not late. You are right on time. You are not empty. You are being poured wisely. You are not lost. You are being led. Many are falling. You will stand. Not by might, not by talent, not by strategy, by my spirit. Now lift your eyes and step. The next door waits for your yes, and your yes is stronger than their no. Stop. Listen. When many drift with the tide, I will anchor you. When fog hides the coastline, I will light it from within. You have felt the pull of currents that do not care where you land, only that you stop resisting. But you are not a leaf for water to carry. You are a vessel under command, and I am at the helm. You counted days by clocks and calendars, by tremors behind your eyes and the quiet weight between your ribs. You lined them like bottles on a shelf and wondered if any held the taste of change. While you named this season still, I named it setup. While you traced circles in dust, I laid track beneath the dust. While you held your breath to outlast the swell, I taught the wind which way to blow. I have not been absent. I have been arranging. Not silent. Strategic, breathe now. In for 4, hold out for 6. Feel the storm exhaust itself without your help. Waves collapse when they meet a wall that will not move. Let my presence be that wall, calm, unembarrassed, immovable. Headlines rush like floodwater, loud, constant, contradictory. Trends shout. Truth whispers. But whispers ride farther over water than screams that drown in their own echo. I am the stillness that refuses to apologize for staying. I am the lighthouse that refuses to move to impress ships. Captains who navigate by applause crash on friendly rocks. Captains who navigate by light find harbors skeptics call myths. You will be the second kind. I am not asking you to chase storms. I am making you a harbor. Ships will approach because you did not move in panic when others did. Their captains will ask why your flame hasn't gone out in the wind. Tell them it is not a flame I protect. It is a flame that protects me. Fire under my breath does not need fences. It makes them. Do you fear collapse because feelings arrive like weather? Strength is not the absence of weather. It is standing where I stand while it passes. Clouds do not own the sky. They borrow it. You will learn to wait while they drift, to work while they mutter, to worship while they threaten. Your footing is shifting from slippery opinion to steady promise. You used to brace for impact. Now you will lean into instruction. The deck may still pitch, but your knees will remember where to lock. Disappointment is a thief who studies your schedule. It offers rest that costs your calling. It whispers, build a bed where you should build a mast. You will not pay that price. You will rest by my rhythm, not by quitting. The Sabbath I give does not cancel the voyage. It equips it. You prayed for a map. I gave you a line of light. Maps feed control. Light feeds trust. I will not hand you every landmark at once. I will hand you the next right marker, and then the next. Trust the light. Obey the line. Where I place the beacon, you place your bow. Learn the language of intervals, how to move on the second signal, how to wait between bells. Timing is not luxury in storms. It is survival. I will teach your hands the cadence of my bells. Look beneath the chop. Currents older than your memory run there, stronger than your fear. I command those too. I can set a countercurrent beneath your keel that carries you while the topwater hurls noise. Others will call it luck. You will know it was design. Grace is not a gust behind everyone's back. Grace is the sea that bears those who trust me enough to leave shore. You worry about fog, about days when horizon and sky marry into the same gray. Fog is not your enemy, hurry is. In fog, do what wise sailors do. Slow enough to listen, steady enough to be found. Sound your horn of prayer. I will answer with echoes that tell you where not to steer. I plant bells on dangerous shoals. I ring them for my friends. You are not alone in the white. You are accompanied by instruments. Your fear of running aground came from seasons when you mistook emotion for compass. Compasses do not compliment. They correct. My word will correct you with love that feels like rescue and sometimes like friction. When the needle swings, do not argue with the magnet. Turn until the pull settles. Do not decorate the galley while the prow is off 10 degrees. Small errors travel into large distances. Give me the 10 degrees. You asked how to tell waves to ride from waves to resist. Here is wisdom. The wave that flatters your impatience is not from me. The wave that tests your patience and returns you stronger is. The wave that promises spectacle without solitude will leave you famous and hollow. The wave that requires you to be hidden before seen will make you useful when visible. Ride humility. Resist haste. Bend with mercy. Stand with truth. Fleets of opinion will try to conscript your voice. They will hand you flags, slogans, enemies to blame. They will call rage righteous because it is loud. I'm not recruiting you into a navy of noise. I am commissioning you as a keeper of lights. Keep the glass clean. Keep the oil full. Keep the flame burning. Ships will find their way because you refuse to preach storms. You preached shores. You think you are late because others already launched. Some raced with sails of paper. Paper impresses until fire arrives. Then it becomes fuel. Your canvas is woven from slow yeses and small obediences. When the wind catches that, you will not rip in the first squall. Do not envy the speed of boats whose hulls you cannot see. A fast wreck looks like a miracle until the bubbles rise. Tonight, I will mark you with a sign fitted to your waters. Not fireworks, those belong to shore. In the middle of your tasks, a sudden steadiness will flood your chest, like realizing the anchor already holds. It will come while you are not performing. Washing a dish, closing a door, laying down a phone you did not need to check. That ease will not be laziness. It will be governance. Peace taking its seat over the variables that once bullied you. When it arrives, say aloud, Captain, I acknowledge you. Honor sets the keel deeper. Do not mistake calm for the end of calling. Calm is a corridor, not a couch. I am not promoting leisure. I'm installing leadership over your thoughts, your words, your reactions. You will answer slander with silence and lies with light. You will not spend 3 days refuting one rumor. You will spend 3 minutes in prayer and 3 seconds in truth. The rest collapses without your help. Crew matters. Some know rope, some know ruin. I'm assembling hands who read weather without worshipping it, who tie knots without tying you to them. They will not compete for the wheel. They will respect the course. When I add them, do not interrogate them by old injuries. Bless them for what they bring. Correct without contempt. A ship moves best when skill bows to assignment. You learned to expect collisions so you could feel prepared, then called it discernment. It was fear in a captain's coat. I will unteach that reflex. You will prepare by presence, not paranoia. Scan horizons without inventing storms. Carry flares for emergencies, not excuses. Some waves you battle are memories. A childhood's squall told you home was a place where you apologized for existing. Now you apologize to rooms I sent you to lead. I absolve you from that ritual. Existing is not an offense. It is obedience to creation. Stand at your height. Speak at your volume. Mercy is not mumbling. Meekness is not muting. Be gentle without shrinking, bold without bruising. Concerning provision, the cost of sails, the price of repairs, the fuel for your crew, I fund what I command. I do not order journeys I will not underwrite. Where I send you, I plant resources like caches along a trail. When you arrive by faith, lids lift. Do not beg at docks I did not assign. The coins there are cursed by anxiety. Receive what I provide at the buoy I mark. Gratitude multiplies it. If this steadies you, let it travel. Let the next tired captain find this light in time. Not as promotion, as provision. Breathe in for 4, hold, out for 6. Feel the sea under you quiet as the voice over you speaks. This is not the end of your voyage, but the end of your panic. This is not the death of your questions, but the birth of wisdom that can carry them without capsizing. Many will fall. You will stand, not by your strength, by my spirit. Stop and listen. Place your hand on your chest. Feel the quiet labor under your ribs, the steady work that does not beg for applause. That is where I have been most active, below the surface, beneath language, under fields others called barren. They saw leaves fall. I saw roots drink. I never mourn a tree for losing what a season must take. I honor it for keeping what a season cannot touch. You thought setbacks wrote the last chapter. They were my workshop. I pressed and pruned, stretched and sanctified. I dismantled pieces you admired to build strength you needed. I asked you to bury what you wanted to display, not because I hate beauty, but because I love endurance. In the hidden soil, I germinated what crowds cannot clap for. Crowds do not clap for seeds. You planted obedience in darkness and watered with tears. I counted every drop. Now the honest sprouts push through with a sound only the patient can hear. Do not confuse growth with busyness. Some seasons ask you to bloom. This one asked you to bind. Coil your strength around truth until truth and strength became one rope. Fruit that lasts, grows slow, learns heat, survives wind. You prayed for speed. I gave you staying. You asked for a platform. I handed you a shovel. You wanted a spotlight. I offered a sunrise. Platforms rise with applause. Horizons return whether anyone claps or not. Look at your roots. They do not perform. They persist. They do not speak. They drink. They move in darkness with reverent certainty, reaching for what is unseen yet unfailing. That is what I am making of you. Someone who can feed on me when light seems scarce, who can pull water from bedrock promises while headlines predict drought. Deep is not dramatic. Deep is dependable. Deep turns storms from sentences into paragraphs you will one day quote to help another read. You felt hidden and called it punishment. It was preservation. Exposure before preparation is not promotion. It is sabotage. I hid you not to humiliate you, but to heal your reflex to prove yourself. Parts of you still inhaled admiration for oxygen. I taught them to breathe in silence. I rescued you from rooms that would have cheered your talent and starved your soul. I took you where applause does not echo, so that my approval could deepen instead of dilute. I am turning the calendar, but I am not skipping process. Spring does not cheat winter. It honors it. Buds do not apologize for branches that once looked like bone. Soon a gentle riot will bloom on your limbs, color where there was outline, softness where there was structure. The same hands that held bark will hold fragrance. Do not despise bark. It testifies that you survived teeth and weather. It is armor that heard insults and did not internalize them. I will align people whose footsteps do not crush tender ground. You will recognize them by how softly they speak to seedlings and how they celebrate roots as if they were roses. They will pray with you, not prey on you. They will not harvest your early fruit to sell. They will guard your canopy to keep you from burning. They will water when the sky withholds rain and celebrate rain without taking credit. Receive them without suspicion. You are not being tricked. You are being trusted. Provision will come like dew, not like flood. Dew makes everything shine at once, quietly. See the small wetness on ordinary blades, debts that clear, conversations that heal, ideas that arrive in a whisper and immediately know where to live. I'm not trying to impress you. I am securing you. Gifts that arrive with trumpets often leave with tantrums. I'm giving you treasure that folds into your pocket and goes to work without performance. Guard first fruit. Early fruit attracts early thieves. Do not showcase what still needs shade. If you must speak, speak to me and to the few who can help you hold it. Social noise is an axe disguised as a camera. Do not invite blades to photograph delicate branches. There will be a time to testify publicly. It is not at the first blush of color. Let sugar increase. Let stems strengthen. Maturity tastes better than novelty. Shame will attempt to return as a vine that climbs your trunk to choke your breath. Shame remembers your address even when you move. Do not decorate it, uproot it. Shame speaks in past tense to arrest your present. Answer with the grammar of grace. I am being, I will be. Your accusers know your history. I know your design. I do not consult their notes when I craft your future. Calling is not a title. It is a tether. It keeps you from being dragged by every wind. If recognition can buy you, rejection can steal you. I fasten you to purpose that does not wobble when applause changes. Purpose is precise. That is why your lane feels narrow. Narrow is not punishment. It is precision. Highways feel generous but lead to traffic. Paths feel small but reach places highways cannot. Work with me on your rhythms. Roots drink at dawn and dusk. They rest at noon. Learn when to respond and when to retreat, when to pour and when to fill, when to speak and when silence speaks louder. Your calendar will be consecrated by refusals as much as by commitments. Holiness is sometimes no with a smile. Waiting is not a room with broken clocks. It is a greenhouse with calibrated air. Inside waiting, tenderness grows without the punishment of wind. Inside waiting, color thickens into strength. Do not scratch at the glass. Look through it with gratitude. Every day you thought nothing is happening. I counted cells and wove veins into leaves that will feed generations. Soon you will step into rooms where your name was whispered kindly by mouths you never met. Those whispers were not politics. They were prayers. Walk in without shrinking or strutting. You are not there to decorate space. You are there to heal it. Your presence will feel like a window someone forgot to open. Air will move. Light will find angles that were blocked. You will not need to convince. You will need to be tonight a sign, root stillness. In the hour you usually rehearse failure, a hush will arrive that does not accuse. Your inner critic will lose vocabulary, not because you argued perfectly, but because I sat in the seat it used to occupy. Authority will settle in your chest without shouting. Sleep will come like an undeserved gift. Bless rather than brand. Do not label people as permanent summaries of their worst seasons. Use your words like water for their roots, not salt for their wounds. Even enemies have roots I can redeem. Blessing does not excuse harm. It returns sovereignty to me and sanity to you. Do not try to carry every field. I'm not calling you everywhere. I'm calling you planted where your fruit feeds the right hunger. The world's appetite is impatient. It eats green fruit and calls it fresh, then spits seeds and blames the tree. Do not move your orchard to chase critics. Remain where soil and sun I assigned agree with each other. Your body is soil too. Sleep is obedience, not escape. Eat what builds, not what briefly distracts. Walk as if your feet were instruments, not alarms. Stretch like a prayer that thanks me for tendons. I'm not only redeeming your schedule, I'm restoring your strength. The vessel should not resent the voyage. Joy will no longer be punished. Old controllers use joy as bait to demand more labor. I'm not a taskmaster. I am a father. I do not hand you flowers and then tax them. When laughter finds you in the kitchen or the car, let it ring. Joy is irrigation. It keeps roots from growing brittle under dutiful sun. Money will test roots. Lack and abundance both reveal loyalties. When abundance arrives, do not build towers to view your greatness. Dig wells to serve the drought. When lack arrives, do not sell your birthright for a bowl that will not feed you tomorrow. In both, ask for instructions and refuse panic's counsel. Provision serves purpose, not popularity. Some relationships were annuals, beautiful for a season, not meant to overwinter. You tried to replant what was designed to be replaced. Let me be gardener. I will compost what hurt you into nutrients that feed you. Not every ending is an enemy. Some are maintenance mercy. When I prune a branch, I am not punishing the tree. I am protecting fruit. Authority will clothe your words, not because you shout louder, but because your voice matches your roots. When you speak, anxiety will downgrade to concern, then curiosity, then calm. Your voice will be shade in noon heat. Simple sentences will hold rooms together. That is sap flowing, not branding. Hear me. Many will fall away because surface is exciting until storms ask questions only depth can answer. You will stand because you had winter. You will stand not by stubbornness, but by being sustained. If this rooted you, let shade extend. Let the tired rest here. Pass the quiet on, stand beloved. Drink deep, grow slow. Shine without strain. Stop here. Listen to the room you are in. Hear the quiet metal. Smell clean sawdust. Feel the weight of tools that remember honest hands. This is not a stage. This is a workshop. I brought you here to fit what fame cannot and measure what crowds never measure. Character set the blueprint. Now resources meet the frame. You prayed for a palace. I answered with a bench. You asked for a crown. I handed you a level. Do not despise the level. Glory without alignment becomes a leaning tower people admire until it falls. The level tells truth when your eye insists the line is straight. Hold the bubble at center. Let humility correct what hurry calls close enough. Lay the plans on the table. We begin again, not because you failed, but because you learned. The old drawing had rooms for approval and closets for fear. We will revise. We will widen the hall where love must pass freely. We will remove the secret passage where compromise hid. Purpose does not need traps. It needs light. Roll paper flat. Pin corners with patience. Fetch the pencil named repent and write with it without shame. Measure twice, cut once. You wasted hours trimming pieces that would have fit if you listened to the second check. The first glance feeds pride. The second glance feeds peace. Learn to love precision because it honors people. Crooked work injures hands you will never see. Straight work blesses strangers you will never meet. Care for neighbors you do not know by building what will not splinter when they lean. Reach for the square. Square reveals what angles pretend to be. It does not argue, it aligns. Hold your choices against it. Hold your sentences. Hold your motives. The square will not flatter your favorite edge. It will correct it. Do not be offended. Become grateful. Correction in here prevents collapse out there. Hear the cadence, steady taps, patient sanding, the soft hiss of glue pressed between surfaces that agree. Agreement is stronger than attraction. Attraction shouts. Agreement lasts. Choose partners by grain, not gloss. Wood that dazzles under varnish may twist when seasons change. Look for grain that runs true. Seek hearts that expand in heat and contract in cold without cracking. Pick up the chisel. Its edge is honest. It takes away what cannot remain, so what must remain can breathe. You feared chisels because others use them like weapons. In my hand, the chisel is a surgeon. I remove not to humiliate, but to heal movement. When I pare, I'm making room for the joint that carries weight. Do not cling to extra wood. Extra is not always more. Extra is often weakness waiting to warp. The mallet will sound like thunder in small spaces. Do not confuse sound with anger. Feel the cadence. I do not strike to bruise. I strike to seat the joint. Tenon meets mortise. Strength enters silence. You will feel it. Resistance gives way. The piece slides home. The frame stands without wobble. That is purpose settling into bone. Hold the tape. See numbers. Numbers are friends when they serve meaning and enemies when they become meaning. We will count, yes, hours, budgets, outputs, but counting will not crown you. Faithfulness wears the crown here. I do not pay by virality. I pay by obedience. The tape is a tool, not a throne. Bring your tongue closer to truth. In this room, we do not exaggerate. We do not understate to look humble. We do not overstate to look grand. We say what is, then what will be by my promise. Hyperbole is cheap varnish that cracks under heat. Honesty is oil that deepens with time. Oil your sentences, sweep as you work, clean as you create. Sawdust left to collect becomes hazard. Small neglects become large fires. You think you save time by leaving the floor to tomorrow. You borrow danger. Order is not performance. Order is protection. Put tools in their homes. They will bless you by being ready when need returns. Pick up the plane. Listen to grain. Do not fight it. Push with the wood, not against it. Hear ribbons peel away. The curl that smells like forest and remembers rain. That sound is grace, resistance becoming reveal. Your calling will feel like that when you stop forcing and start following the line I drew in the fiber. Glue is covenant. Apply thin and even. Press parts with clamps that hold without crushing. Too little clamp and the joint brags today and breaks tomorrow. Too much clamp squeezes out what needed to remain. Strength requires pressure, not strangling. Relationships are the same, tight enough to hold, loose enough to breathe. Sand, then sand again. People will not remember blueprints. They will remember how the surface met their skin. Splinters ruin sermons. Your kindness is grit that removes proud ridges your anxiety left. Begin with coarse that shapes, end with fine that soothes. Blow dust with blessing. Run your palm over the work. Smile at the gentle, varnish slowly. Beauty likes to rush. Let each coat cure. Patience gives depth to shine. A single thick layer looks eager and ends sticky. Thin layers, truth on truth, mercy on mercy, become a finish that lasts under hands and weather. Do not build with once. Build with again. I meet you in the again. Take inventory. Purpose requires materials. List what you have. Courage reclaimed, clarity growing, boundaries learned, tenderness returning. List what you need, counsel that does not flatter, rhythms that do not exploit, rest you do not apologize for. I will supply. I have vendors you cannot see. Deliveries will arrive with timing inconvenient to pride and perfect for trust. A customer will come, the kind you prayed for but did not picture correctly. They will carry need wrapped in annoyance. Do not reject them because they do not know the value of craft. Teach gently. Show joints they never knew existed. Give them a chair that will hold their family for 20 years. That is ministry. Some days will be loud with hammers, some quiet with measuring. Value both. Hammers make statements. Measuring makes sense. When I call you to silence, do not accuse yourself of laziness. When I call you to strike, do not punish yourself with perfectionism. Your pace is prophetic when it matches my voice, not your neighbor's calendar. I am giving you a team, not a crowd, a team. Find the one who loves sweeping, the one who enjoys sharpening blades others dulled, the one who can fix a tool instead of buying a new one for admiration. Honor them, bake them bread, pray over their shoulders while they work. Gratitude keeps envy from nesting. Your language must lose complaint. Complaints warp wood. They add moisture that swells ego and shrinks wonder. Replace, why so long? With thank you this will stand so long. Replace, no one sees this. With no one will think about it because it will just, replace I deserve more with I am trusted with more. Gratitude is the dehumidifier of the soul. You will be tested with shortcuts. A supplier will promise cheaper wood that looks the same on the showroom floor. Do not buy integrity's impersonators. Fast glues that brag about grip but embrittle with age will flirt. Decline the date. Process is the romance that keeps covenant after the wedding of launch day. The door you are building is not just a door. It is a daily decision. Think of the mother carrying groceries and a baby who needs it to close without a kick. Think of the old man whose hands shake and needs the handle to forgive him. Design for mercy. That is theology with screws. Promotion here looks like heavier wood, sharper steel, larger tables. I do not lift you to keep you floating. I lift you to let more sit and eat. Expect the table to grow, the legs to thicken, the bracing to become more complex. I'm not complicating your life. I'm extending your hospitality. Pricing is part of purpose. Underselling what costs tears is not kindness. It is contempt for obedience. Overselling what costs nothing is theft. Ask me for numbers that honor craft and community. Charge what lets you keep blessing. Give what lets you keep breathing. When a piece cracks after hours, do not throw the bench. Learn the crack. Was it hidden grain? Pressure too soon? Wood that needed acclimation? Wisdom is post-mortem without self-hatred. Fix the fixable. Salvage the salvageable. Burn what must become winter heat and call it provision. Speak with me while you work. Not performance prayers, shop talk. Is this square? More glue. Do I wait? I answer in small shifts. A peace that says proceed, a gentle hesitation that says hold, a joy that says this is the way, a grief that says not there. My voice is a supervisor without sarcasm. Inspectors will visit, voices that test without torturing. Do not fear them, welcome them. A note on a clipboard now saves a headline later. You asked to be kept. This is keeping. The sign above this room is not your name in gold. It reads, we build for storms and grandchildren. Build chairs that hold sorrow. Tables that hold arguments until they become prayer. Doors that can be slammed by teenagers and still open for reconciliation. Sacred is not fragile. Sacred is durable. Look at the frame on the sawhorses. See how it stands without you holding it. That is alignment. Build what does not require your endless grip. Delegation is humility in motion. Trust is the clamp you cannot see. Tighten final bolts. Wipe the last line of glue. Sand the whisper of a ridge only you would notice. Then step back. Call this good, not perfect. Good. I called creation good while stars were still learning their songs. Perfectionism is a counterfeit of holiness. It promises worship and delivers paralysis. Good will serve families. Good will survive storms. Good will welcome God, open the door, carry the peace into light. Watch space rearranged to receive it. Ministry completed. Rest your hands. Tomorrow we choose wood again. Stop, hear me. This stretch of road is not detour. It is a designed crossing. I am building a bridge where others saw only a gap. You woke with a stirring. That is not fantasy. It is alignment. I adjusted things behind the curtain, removed voices that drained you, prepared rooms with your name whispered into the walls. You did not miss the path. I hid you until the bridge could bear your weight. Walk with me, step by step. Do not sprint from insecurity or stall from overthinking. Bridges are crossed at a steady pace, eyes forward, hands free of baggage that rattles the planks. As you move, I will show markers. Favor that fits, peace that holds, counsel that corrects without crushing. Some lanes look wider, but width without assignment is delay. Follow precision, not popularity. I mend what shame fractured, placing dignity where the world placed labels. You will not wear your history like a hazard light. You will wear hope like a reflector that helps others see the lane. Your story has edges, yes, but grace has sanded them. What once cut you now cuts ropes that bound others. Keep words warm and boundaries strong. Mercy is not access for harm. Love is not permission for abuse. At the midpoint, winds rise and try to sell panic. Turn back. You are far from both sides. Lift your eyes. I am in the middle. I strengthen the span at its most vulnerable place. Courage is not the absence of shaking. It is planting your feet when shaking arrives. Breathe in for 4. Hold out for 6. Let my steadiness steady you. When you step off this bridge, you will not be the same as when you stepped on. You will speak more clearly, choose more calmly, love more cleanly. Your pace will become prophetic, measured by obedience, not metrics. And child, if these words put steel in your steps, let them travel so the next traveler finds this crossing in time. Not as promotion, as provision. The road continues, yes, but not as endless asphalt. It becomes a path through fields you once dreamed of. Tasks will feel like right work in right weather. You will hear your name without flinching. You will walk into rooms without rehearsing an apology. When someone asks, "How did you get here?" you will say, "God built a bridge I could not see, then walked beside me while I crossed." I will teach you the discipline of middle places. The beginning is noisy with departure. Endings are loud with applause. The middle is honest. Here you carry weight you did not anticipate and meet tests you did not schedule. Here your yes matures from emotion to covenant. Here you learn to count not miles, but faithfulness. Signals will appear, a door that opens without flattery, an invitation that does not require you to shrink, a correction that does not humiliate. Do not confuse familiarity with safety. Bridges are engineered, not improvised. Walk where I reinforced. Do not climb railings to wave at people on boats. You are crossing, not performing. Let go of the habit of looking back to make sure the last shore still approves. Shores applaud departures they can control. I applaud arrivals they cannot. Face forward. Bless where you began. Do not camp there in your mind. When old labels run beside you like shadows, speak light. Call yourself what I call you. Let my names for you outshout their nicknames for your past. If fear tells you the span is too long, count steps with prayer. One step, thank you. Next step, lead me. Next, keep me. Prayer will become the drum that steadies your march. Halfway, you will be tempted to negotiate with hurry. Hurry will promise shortcut ladders that drop to water shining but shallow. Decline the shine. Depth is on my side of the rail. If this crossing steadies you, send the signal forward. Share so the next soul sees the path in time. Keep moving. Tonight, the sign you asked for will come as unexplainable ease where you used to tense. Not because the world softened, but because I carried weight you were never meant to hold. Many will fall when roads narrow. You will stand when they narrow, because narrow is where purpose becomes precise. Forward, beloved. The bridge holds. I do too. Come in, set burdens down. Hear the door close gently and the hinge sing. This is not an ending. It is the arrival that equips your next beginning. I've prepared a home within you where weather cannot trespass, an interior altar where peace stays and fear loses its key. Sit by the light. Notice how the flame does not demand attention. It warms and reveals. You asked for closure. I give commissioning. You wanted a finish line. I give a hearth that sends. From here you will host courage for others. Chairs for the weary, bread for the ashamed, language for the tongue-tied. Ministry will look like steady presence more than loud performance, listening longer, blessing sooner, speaking slower, staying softer. Influence that survives storms looks like this. Look around the rooms I built in you, a hall of forgiveness with doors that open inward first, a study where questions sit without shame, a kitchen of generosity where gratitude flavors everything, a porch of witness where stories are told without spectacle. This house is not for display. It is for refuge. People will not remember decor. They will remember that they could breathe here. I am sealing drafts that once whistled accusations, hanging windows that frame hope, not headlines, laying rugs woven from endurance, soft enough for children to play, tough enough for boots that carried bad news. Your past will not squeak underfoot. It will support without noise. Holiness sounds like floors that hold. Lift your eyes to the mantle. See the small flame, the word I placed in you, tested in wilderness, proven in silence, unfazed by trends. Guard it, but do not hide it. Feed it with scripture and quiet gratitude and honest work. Let it light faces without scorching them. When winds rise, they will learn what the wilderness already learned. This flame bows to no weather. It lives by my breath. You feared that rest would unravel everything. Rest is not abdication. It is agreement. It says, God, I trust you're keeping more than my constant touch. Schedule rest as you schedule courage. Bake celebration into the calendar so joy does not beg for space. I'm not impressed by exhaustion. I'm invested in endurance. When you step outside, carry this house with you. Let your voice sound like a doorway. Let your presence feel like a porch light. People will stand a little taller in your shadow and not know why. Tell them, God built a home in me and he welcomes you. Many will fall as noise grows. You will stand because you learned where to live. In me, rise now. Lock lies out. Open the table. Bless the day. Go steady, simple scent. The fire will not go out. I am here, I'm home. I'm with you always. And when the next storm rattles glass, put your hand over the flame and remember, houses built on my word do not apologize for standing. When the next rumor knocks at midnight, answer with light, not argument. When the next opportunity flatters hunger, hold it to the window of truth and see if it fogs. Teach your heart to practice hospitality with boundaries. Welcome without surrendering the keys. Set chairs for the humble and exits for the harmful. Mercy and wisdom share the lease. Keep a small book by the door, names to bless, people to remember, bills to pay with joy, prayers to pray without drama. Holiness loves lists. They turn intention into intercession. When you feel unworthy to host, recall, I sat with you when your rooms were empty and your lights flickered. I stayed while you learned which switch controlled which lamp. I taught you to fix fuses without fury. We laughed when a hallway finally glowed. I'm not embarrassed by process. You are ready to shelter others without losing yourself. You are ready to lend language without stealing their story. You are ready to keep flame without burning out. Come back to the chair. One more breath, in for 4. Hold it out for 6. Hear how quiet becomes a teacher. Hear how peace remembers your name. Many will fall, but you will stand. Not because winds forgot you, but because grace remembered you. Not because you never stumbled, but because I never let the floor be your judge. Go now. Lock the lies. Light the lamp. Lay the bread. Open the door. And let the world learn, one guest at a time, what a steady house feels like. Walk with me, room by room. In the entryway, leave your former names on the hook. Labels handed out by hurry, shame, and comparison. They do not live here. Put on the coat of belonging. Its lining is kindness. Its stitching is covenant. Wear it even when no one visits. Especially then, in the hallway, place frames that honor redemption. Not trophies for pride, but markers for mercy. The night you did not quit, the day a quiet yes changed a family line, the hour you forgave without applause. Let memory curate hope, not haunt it. In the study, keep a desk clear enough for instructions to land. Keep a chair where repentance sits without interrogation, where wisdom pulls near. Stack books that sharpen love. Sharpen pencils named patience, prudence, prayer. Let your research be the character of Christ, repeated until it becomes handwriting. In the kitchen, keep a pot for simple meals that feed many hearts. Spice generosity with discernment. Wash dishes with gratitude for mouths that will be filled. Write recipes titled, "Bless before you correct." Ask before you assume. Listen until the room exhales. The aroma that changes neighborhoods is often bread, not speeches. In the guest room, tuck clean sheets of honor. Some will arrive muddy with travel and tangled with grief. Do not hand them lecture. Hand them towels. Teach the room to say, "You are safe enough to tell the truth and strong enough to keep it." Safety invites confession. Strength guards it. In the cellar, store what must mature. Some words need barrels. Some dreams need darkness to deepen. Label them with dates, not deadlines. I know when to bring them up into light. Trust me with vintages. Trust me with timing. Better wine is rarely rushed. In the attic, place the boxes of former seasons with a blessing, not a curse. Tie them with ribbons named lesson, mercy, closure. Do not haunt yourself by visiting them nightly. Visit when wisdom asks, not when nostalgia lures. On the porch, practice long hellos and gentle goodbyes. The world is healed a little every time you wave without resentment, every time you bless a path that does not include you, every time you choose benediction over bitterness. Keep the yard honest. Pull weeds early, resentments that creep by inches until doors stick. Water the ground with gratitude until dirt smells like rain coming. Plant trees you may never sit under. Someone will. Now listen to the furnace room, where heat learns restraint. Zeal runs through these pipes, but pressure does not burst them. You will not scorch to prove you are alive. You will warm to prove I am here. Check the gauges, prayer steady, scripture burning clean, humility vented, pride purged. When anger rattles like trapped air, bleed the line with confession. Heat becomes safe again. When night comes, walk your rounds with me. Test the latches of thought. Is fear prowling the hedges? Turn on the floodlight of truth. Are suspicions scratching at the sill? Close the shutters of perspective. Is envy fogging the panes? Wipe them with thanksgiving until stars return. If a thief tries the handle, old habits, old addictions, old despair, remember the upgrade I installed, the door that recognizes the shepherd's voice. It will not release for strangers. Whisper my name and hear the bolt slide home. Do not decorate with apology. You are not a rented space waiting for approval. You are a consecrated dwelling. Hang bold colors of joy on ordinary weeks. Let laughter echo without asking permission. Joy is not noise. It is evidence the roof is sound. When fatigue curls on the sofa, cover it with a blanket of gentleness. Tell it to rest, not rule. Invite wonder to sit too. Wonder will point at the flame and remind fatigue why you are here. Teach the children who visit to bless rooms as they pass. Thank you for the table that holds our elbows. Thank you for the chairs that forgive our fidgeting. Thank you for the sink that swallows our sorries and sends them clean. They will grow up knowing holiness hides in hinges and handles. Prepare a small closet for emergency peace. Inside, keep a psalm folded, a promise framed, a memory of rescue written in your own words. When crisis pounds like hail, step inside and read aloud until thunder learns manners. Your neighbors will notice the rhythm, the way your lights do not burn out at 2 a.m. with worry, the way your curtains open to morning without dread, the way your doorbell isn't a threat but a chance. They may ask how. You will answer simply, the builder moved in. Practice the art of quiet repair. When a word splinters, sand and oil it. When a boundary creaks, tighten the hinge. When apology is due, make it without a tour. Making amends is not theater. It is carpentry. Do not envy mansions with empty tables. Some houses announce themselves with gates. This one announces itself with bread. Keep loaves wrapped in blessing by the window, and watch how birds learn the hours of kindness. Pay attention to drafts of doctrine that sneak under doors. Truth warms. Counterfeit blazes and leaves smoke. If a teaching demands you despise what I died to redeem, it does not belong here. If a voice invites you to pride disguised as zeal, it does not belong here. The house knows my tone. Invite elders, the ones who know where to place chairs, so conversations make a circle instead of a line. They will help you arrange your living room for reconciliation. They will teach you to leave a seat open for the latecomer, the prodigal who arrives smelling like distance but carrying a spark. Do not fear inspections. I walk with a gentle lamp, not a spotlight made to shame. I run my hand along the banister of your words, knock gently on the stud walls of your motives. Where I find hollow sound, I do not mock, I mend. The house becomes truer because I care. When you travel, leave the light on inside. Homesickness is holy when it points you back to me. I travel with you as a pocket flame. Cup it with prayer in airports, in hallways, in waiting rooms. You cannot be evicted from a home that lives within you. Prepare for winter without panic. Stack wood called scripture by the back door. Seal love letters from me in envelopes named Advent. Invite friends to sing away drafts. The house will ring with warmth when wind tests it. Prepare for spring without frenzy. Open windows to let mercy cross rooms. Sweep corners where sorrow settled. Let breezes name new beginnings, and do not interrupt them with old timetables. Train your tongue to knock before entering another story. Ask, may I step into this room? Some doors are for you to bless from the threshold. Some are for you to cross with shoes off and heart uncovered. Reverence decides, keep a bell by the stove. When gratitude boils, ring it. Teach the house to recognize Thanksgiving as mealtime, not mood. Gratitude feeds even when cupboards look thin. When grief visits, make tea for it. Do not rush it to the door. Grief has keys to rooms you have not used in years. It will open closets of compassion, drawers of perspective. It will leave quietly when honored, and the house will be larger. If loneliness wanders in late, let it sit by the fire without naming it failure. I sit with you there. I do not lecture. I warm the silence until it turns into song. Keep a chair near the window for vigil. Some nights I will ask you to watch, while another crosses a hard street. Hold the light steady. Your patience will turn their steps home. Prepare a drawer labeled repaired. Fill it with names once fractured and now mended, boundaries once porous and now wise, habits once corrosive and now clean. On days when accusation demands evidence, open the drawer. Answer with what I restored. If you hear footsteps on the roof, do not fear. Sometimes I walk there to check shingles after storms. I test the chimney where intercession rises. I tighten the flashing where identity meets calling. Maintenance is mercy. If a window breaks, do not board it with cynicism. Bring me the shards. I know how to lead them back to light without cutting your hands. When night sinks heavy, light a smaller candle and draw near. Large flames are not more faithful. Small flames can guard midnight just as well. Faithfulness is not measured by spectacle in this house. It is measured by staying. Practice saying this sentence at the threshold every morning. Peace lives here. And I agree. Say it until walls memorize it, floors hum it, linens echo it when folded. Teach your calendar to match the house. Mark days for sweeping, the inner kind. Mark days for feasting, the humble kind. Mark days for locking the door early to rest, no explanations. Let your schedule learn Sabbath as architecture, not accessory. I am with you when you oil the hinges of patience. I'm with you when you replace the filter of focus. I am with you when you label bins forgiveness, courage, boundaries, joy. I'm with you when you throw away the box named what ifs that became a nest for worry. If the neighborhood grows loud with panic, turn your porch light to steady. The right ones will recognize endurance and come closer. Serve them soup of sentences that do not exaggerate or diminish. Let truth be warm enough to swallow. If flattery tries to hang a banner over your doorway, remove it gently. Banners belong to my name, not to yours. Hang instead a simple sign. Welcome and be well. When leadership knocks, answer with a towel over your arm, not a crown on your head. Leadership in this house is the art of carrying plates without spilling grace. Now place your hand above the flame. Feel its modest heat. That is how I choose to move through you, constant, close, kind. Not fireworks. A hearth, breathe again, in for 4. Hold out for 6. Let the breath swing the door of your chest without squeak. Let it announce that rooms are open for mercy. Many will fall, but you will stand. Not because winds forgot you, but because grace remembered you. Not because your house is loud, but because your foundation is mine. Go now. Lock the lies. Light the lamp. Lay the bread. Open the door. Let neighbors learn, one guest at a time, what a steady house feels like. And when night returns, I will be here, by the flame, in the floorboards, within the walls, keeping watch, keeping warmth, keeping you.